Hello, channel. My name is Adam Weir. Just just want to post something for the sake of posting something. I'm at a walk, so I thought, why not? A little breakthrough I've made very recently is the power of negative thoughts. Now, I don't know enough about this, so take what I say with a pinch of salt, but we're often told by gurus and people online that we have to think positive and be grateful for things. I'm not saying don't be grateful, that's the whole point of this. But we're told we have to think positive, think rich, think strength, and we'll attract it into our lives. But that's delusion, and I learned that the hard way. Believe me, I learned that the hard way. And we run away from negative thoughts. We try to forcefully change them, but if you were to actually sit down, I've not done this enough, so I'm not talking from experience here, this is just an idea. This is something I need to experiment more with. If you just sit down and allow, like almost intentionally allow negative thoughts to come into your mind, like the worst possible scenario, because you're not going to manifest it, right? Trust me, the universe won't, the universe doesn't give you what you want or what you think, it gives you what you are, right? So if you think negative intentionally, losing all your money, losing your job, a family member dying, or breaking up with your spouse, or just anything negative that would be an unfortunate event, it trains your brain to prepare for the worst. When you visualize bad things happening and you open your eyes after that meditation, you sort of wake up and realize, well, my life isn't actually that bad. Because if you're, think about it, right, if you're thinking positive all the time, like trying to force good thoughts and rich thoughts into your mind, and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to be a millionaire, I'm going to be really strong, I'm going to be this, I'm going to be that, and then you wake up to reality and none of those things are true because you're just fooling yourself, that kind of, and I don't know, right, because it can make you feel good on one hand, but it's like bittersweet because you know that you don't have £1,000,000 in your bank account, so you're just kind of lying to yourself. Because believe me, by telling yourself that you're a millionaire isn't going to make you a millionaire. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to put in work and meet God halfway there, as I've said before, right? But if you allow negative thoughts into your mind and don't necessarily identify with them, unless of course it's a negative thought about your current situation, and that's different, that is a wee bit more complicated, and I've not educated myself on this idea enough to give you a clear explanation on how to navigate that. But by thinking about bad scenarios and then opening your eyes to your actually pretty decent life, it allows you to not only prepare for bad case scenario events, but it also allows you to be grateful for what you do have. You know, like, let's just do it right now, right? Close your eyes or don't, it's up to you. And imagine you've been falsely accused of a crime, right? Whatever it may be, right? And you're in jail for 40 years or for life, right? And think about how that make you feel, the anger, the shit, not the shame because you didn't do anything wrong, but the anger and the frustration that you've been falsely accused of something you didn't do. And think how much that would suck. And then come back to reality and realise, wow, I'm a free man, I'm a free woman. My life is really good, I'm not in prison. You know, that's just one example. Or maybe visualise a family member dying and how sucky it would be to lose that person. And then you wake up and you realise, I've still got that person, I've still got my mother, I've still got my auntie, I've still got my sister. And that really allows you to be grateful for things, for what you already have. So don't think that by thinking negative you're going to attract negativity, because that's just not true, right? Like I've said, I learned this the hard way, right? Because when I was in hospital with psychosis, I was forcefully trying to manifest myself out of that place. Of course it didn't work, right? That was when I realised the manifestation is, well, it's not that it's not real, it is real, just not in the way we've been told, or the way we're told by gurus online. Manifestation is real in the sense of you set a goal, you work towards it, you align with that goal, you believe that you can do it, but also be realistic and think about the worst case scenario so you can prepare for it, and then come back from that sort of rock bottom that you may or may not be in during that period of trying to manifest something, and then meet God halfway there. That's how you manifest, right? Like Christians or most religions, I've not studied all religions, so I don't know if all religions pray, but Christians or any religious person, not any, like I just said, will pray to God for something, but then they won't do anything to make it happen. You don't pray to God, you manifest. You simply align with what you want and put in the work required to get it and meet the universe halfway there. That's manifestation, from my understanding. You know, so yeah, I think just try it. Like I'm going to try it myself. I've done it a little bit in the past couple of days, but I've not actually sat down and done a full meditation session doing this. But just sit down in the morning or at night time or whenever suits you, and just think about, you know, really bad things, and sort of face the reality of those bad things happening, so you get your subconscious mind used to that situation. You know, like, it makes sense if you ask me. So I'm going to try it, and it will be a little bit scary, but it will do you a world of good. That's all I have for you. Stop getting high on YouTube and start getting high on life. May the universe guide you, which it will. I love you.